We have a Bailey motorhome. It's fairly new. It's about 16 months old. And before the winter, we drained all the water down in the system. And then this morning, now it's spring, we refilled the water again. So then we turned the taps on and we've got nothing at all. No water flow at all, hot, cold, nothing. Nothing shower in the bathroom or in the sink. Nothing at all, no water flow at all. And the motor, we found the motor under one of the access in the motorhome. The motor wasn't working at all, no sound or anything. We're getting power to the motor, but the motor wouldn't run. Now this is a Whale FP0184 Watermaster. It's pretty new. The motorhome is 16 months old, but nothing at all. So we took it out and we took the impeller off. The impeller's on there, look. It just comes off with 4 screws and that just pulls off. Fairly easy. Okay, there's the impeller. And that's the motor. There's the motor, and we found that there's a little spring and a plunger that fits just like that. Now this plunger operates this micro switch, and when the plunger goes down it cuts the power to the motor, and when it's released the motor runs. So we got nothing at all on this one, so we actually tried to play about with it. Most of it's sealed, couldn't do much with it, so we kept up and down the plunger, and then we tried it again. You have the connection on it, which is the red, which is positive, the black, which is the negative, and you have a white wire as well. Now the white wire is just a trigger to tell the panel that the motor is running. So we put 12 volts onto it from a motorbike battery actually, and this is what happened. It ran perfect. The whole motor's running perfect, absolutely perfect. If you press the plunger, it actually goes off. If I can try and do now to show you. Doing now. Plunger off. Release. The motor runs perfect. Now the plunger is actually operated by the impeller. There you are. There's a little diaphragm there, and that is obviously pressure sensitive. So when the pressure is too high, the little diaphragm shoots out, operates the plunger there, and cuts the power to the motor. And then when the pressure is released, that goes back in, releases the plunger, and the motor restarts. It's a pressure release switch. So, but the main thing is we got the motor working. Now why it packed up, we don't know. So now if we put the plunger, the impeller, sorry, back on, and we'll try it again. Right, we put the impeller back on again. There's 4 screws, 4 Phillips screws on there. Put it all back together. Now we're going to put it on the battery again, and we're going to see if it still works. Right, let's try it. There we go. Perfect. It's not advisable to run the motor dry, but it does say in the manual you can, but we wouldn't run it for very long. But that just proves that there's nothing wrong with the motor. So all we need to do now is reconnect the water pipes, and we'll see what happens. Apparently they have a problem as well with the filter, the grit filter. We took ours apart to check that, but it was spotless, so that it wasn't the grit filter a problem. I don't know really what it was. It must have been the fact that the pressure switch on there had, for some reason, had stuck on, so stopping the motor from working. So there you go, the Whale Watermaster. We'll try it again. We'll put it in the motorhome, and we'll try it and see what happens. Brought the pump back into the motorhome now, so we need to reassemble it. So first of all, we're going to reassemble the grit filter, which is this thing here. There's a little O-ring seal if it's on that edge, and we've put a little bit of silicone grease around it to make it help seal better. Then all we need to do is drop this into there like that, and then it just turns with a quarter of a turn or so, an eighth of a turn, and that's it, and it's locked into place. So that's the grit filter now reassembled. Now we need to do is connect the water and then the electrics. I'm going to try the pump first before we fully assemble it, just to make sure everything's going to work. I'm sure it is, but we'll just try it first. So the water connections are just a simple push in, just push them like that, and they click, and that's it. That's all you need to do there. Then you need to couple up the wire in, which we're going to do. Right, coupled up the wiring, mounted the pump loosely at the moment. All the connections are there, the water connections and everything. So now what we're going to do is going to try it. So back off, go to the control panel, which is on at the moment. So we'll just turn the pump on and see what happens. And you can that's just come on, and you can hear the pump now gurgling away as now it's pulling water out the freshwater tank to pressurise the system. And then we'll have a look at the taps. Let's go and have a look at the taps. Here we go, try this if it works. And there we are. A bit of air in there, as you can see, but that will soon clear as it bleeds itself. That's on hot, so the hot tamp's got to fill a little bit, but the cold one is working fine. Here we go. Just let it get to pressure a bit more. You can hear it chugging away as it's pulling water from the water tank. And it should pressurise soon and then cut off. That's if the switch is working properly, which I hope it is. I'm just going to look at the sink. Try that one. There you go. Oh yes, that's coming out with some force now. There we go. That's the cold one. That's the hot. A lot of air still in there to purge through. It's still got a little bit of air in the system. You can see there on the grit filter there's a bit of air that needs to come out before it gets fully pressurised. We'll just make sure there's no leaks, which I can't see any leaks at all, before we fully assemble it. I don't want to take it out again really, but there you are. I think we've cured it. It's actually going a little bit quieter now at the moment. It's going a little bit quieter. There doesn't appear to be any air in there now. It's a bit tricky to reassemble the motor in the floor, but if you put it at an angle you can get at one of the screws at the back, just down there, and then you can swivel it round to get the other screw at the front there. Right, we've now got the pump mounted back in again. This is probably the hardest part I did. Now after a bit of struggling I realised now the best way is to leave all the rubber feet fixed to the well, and then assemble the pump first at the top, push it on and pull it back on itself, and then do the left hand one. There's a bit of a wiggle, but couple that one up, push the rubber into the mounting, and the last one is this one, where you can move it around and push the rubber feet back into the mount on the motor. And then when you've done that, then you can reconnect the grit filter, which is inside there somewhere, you can't see it, and then the rest of the pipe work. Right, it's all back together properly, all mounted properly. We've cleaned all the area around here and dried it all off so we can check for leaks. And I'm just going to try it now to see if it works okay. Here we go. Control panel. Turn the pump on. It says pump on, and you can hear the pump running now. It's making a bit of a gurgling sound, but that's pretty normal until we get all the air out of it. There's no leak springing, so it's completely dry. All mounted properly. No sign of any leaks at all. Fine, let's look at the taps. Just heard that. the motor got up to pressure. There we go. Now the motor's got up to pressure and it's cut itself off, so that micro switch now is activated. Now what we do, relieve the pressure by turning the tap on. There we go. Pump starts again. Pumping away. It should stop again in a second. There you go. That's pump stopped again. So bit of hassle with that, but as you can see, it's working fine now. Even the hot water is working great. Hot water that way, cold water. There you go. Just needs to bleed the system now, and we've done it. Total cost to replace, well, to take it out and check the marker switch, get it working again, was exactly nothing, and the only tools we really needed was that. That's all we needed. So there you go, all done. Thank you very much.